Welcome back to Cloud Concepts on the Run. I'm Tim.
And I'm Andy. Last episode, we wrapped up our deep dive into S3, the Infinite Digital Warehouse.
Right.
But Tim, it left me with a fundamental question.
I like questions. What is it?
Okay, so we've established that EC2 instances are our virtual servers.
Yep.
But every server needs a hard drive to run its operating system. You can't run Windows or Linux directly from an S3 bucket, can you?
That is the perfect question to frame our entire episode today. The answer is no, you can't.
Okay.
You need a different kind of storage for that. And that brings us to EBS, which stands for Elastic Block Storage.
Elastic block storage. Okay, so if S3 is the giant warehouse where we archive our files,
Right.
is EBS the actual hard drive that we plug into our EC2 server to make it run?
That's the perfect mental model. EBS provides persistent block storage.
Okay.
It behaves just like the main hard drive in your physical computer. It's where the OS lives, where applications are installed,
Right.
and where any data that needs to be read and written to very, very quickly is stored.
Okay, that makes sense. But I've also heard people mention something called an instant store. How does that fit in? It sounds similar.
Ah, yes.
I'm glad you asked.
This is a critical distinction that trips up a lot of people. An instant store is storage that's physically part of the same machine as your EC2 instance.
Okay.
It's incredibly fast, but it has one giant catch. It's ephemeral.
Ephemeral. That sounds temporary?
It means if you stop or terminate your EC2 instance,
Yeah.
every piece of data on that instance store is permanently erased. It's like writing on a whiteboard that gets wiped clean the moment you leave the room.
Wow, so you would only use that for temporary scratch data?
This really highlights why EBS is the default. Its primary feature is that it's persistent. The data remains safe even when the server is turned off.
Exactly. That persistence is a cornerstone of cloud computing. Now, just like you wouldn't use the same tires for a race car and a dump truck,
Right.
EBS offers a whole menu of volume types for different jobs.
Let me see if I can guess the archetypes. I bet there's a balanced everyday option. Yep.
A super expensive high-performance one,
Mhm.
and then a cheaper bulk storage option.
You've just described them perfectly. The default is General Purpose SSD, or GP3.
Okay.
It's the all-season tire that's great for most things like server boot volumes. For extreme needs, you have provisioned IOPS SSDs.
Right.
Think of them as Formula One racing slicks for mission-critical databases where every microsecond counts.
And the cheaper bulk option?
Ah, those are the HDDs, or hard disk drives. They're much slower but great for throughput-heavy tasks like processing logs,
Ah, okay.
where you're moving a lot of data but don't need instant response times. It's all about matching the disk to the job to optimize your costs.
Okay, that makes sense. So my critical database is running on a high-performance EBS volume.
Mm-hmm.
How do I sleep at night? I mean, how do I back it up?
With another brilliantly designed feature, EBS Snapshots. A snapshot is a point-in-time backup of your entire volume.
Okay.
And here's the most elegant part. AWS stores these snapshots for you in S3.
Ah, so you get the low latency performance of a block device for your live server.
Exactly.
But the 11.9's durability of object storage for your backup.
Precisely. And it gets better. Snapshots are incremental. After the first full backup, it only saves the blocks that have changed. This makes ongoing backups incredibly fast and cost-effective.
That's fantastic. You can restore an entire server from these snapshots, and I assume you can encrypt the EBS volumes themselves, too.
You can, and it's remarkably simple. It's literally a checkbox you click when creating the volume.
Wow.
AWS handles all the complex encryption and key management behind the scenes, making it so easy to secure your data at rest.
So to recap, EBS gives us persistent, secure, and high-performance hard drives for our servers.
Right.
We can choose the exact performance profile we need, we can resize them on the fly, And we can back them up with durable, cost-effective snapshots in S3.
You've got it. It's the foundational building block that makes reliable computing in the cloud possible.
Now, here's a question we'd like you to think about. EBS volumes are like dedicated, high-performance tools attached to a specific workspace.
Yeah.
In your own life or work, what's one tool that lives permanently on your desk because you need instant low-latency access to it? And what's another tool that you keep stored away in the warehouse because you only need it occasionally?
We've just established that every EC2 instance, it needs an EBS volume.
Right.
And that access its main hard drive, it's the persistent storage, so
Okay.
that keeps the server's data safe.
Right, but that leads to the next very practical question. We have this empty virtual hard drive.
Mhm.
How does the operating system actually get on there so we can, run a web server or even just SSH into it to get started?
That is the perfect transition. I mean, you can't just start with a blank slate.
No.
You need a blueprint. And in the AWS world, that blueprint is called an AMI, which stands for Amazon Machine Image.
An AMI. So when I go to launch a server,
Yeah,
I'm not starting from scratch.
exactly. AWS provides this huge list of managed AMIs. You can choose a common Linux distribution, a specific version of Windows Server, or even Mac OS. It's a pre-configured, totally clean installation of the OS.
Impressed. And when you launch an instance, you select an AMI, an instance type, and your EBS volume.
Right.
And it's often ready in, less than a minute? That speed is just incredible.
It is. The best way to think about it is AWS hands you a bowl of plain vanilla ice cream.
Okay.
It's a perfect clean start, and the room is filled with every topping imaginable for you to add yourself.
I love that. So I start with my vanilla Ubuntu server, and then I add my toppings, my web server, my application code, all my security patches. But what if I spend hours creating the perfect custom sundae? I don't want to have to do that every single time. Can I save my creation?
You've just hit on the most powerful feature of AMIs. Once you configure a server exactly the way you want it,
Yeah.
you can take a snapshot of its EBS volume and create your own private custom AMI from it. You're essentially creating your own unique flavor of ice cream.
And that has to be the key to making auto-scaling truly effective. Like when your website gets a huge traffic spike and the auto-scaling group needs to launch 10 new servers right now.
Exactly. You don't want 10 vanilla servers that have to spend 10 minutes running startup scripts to install everything.
Right.
You want 10 servers launched from your custom AMI that are born with everything already installed and configured, ready to join the fleet and start working in seconds.
And that's a massive architectural advantage. Okay, so we have the standard AWS AMIs and our own custom AMIs. Is there a third path? What if I need a server that's pre-configured with some complex software that I'm not an expert in, like a sophisticated firewall or a data science platform?
There is, and it's another part of the ecosystem called the AWS Marketplace.
Oh.
Think of it like an app store, but for entire server images. You can browse this huge catalog of AMIs from trusted third-party security and software companies.
Wow, so I can essentially subscribe to an expert's pre-configured and hardened server image and get all the benefit of their work without having to do it myself. It even handles the software licensing right through my AWS bill, doesn't it?
It does. It's all about leveraging the ecosystem to get you from an idea to a running productive application as quickly and securely as possible.
All right, so that's a fantastic overview of how, AMIs and snapshots make our lives so much easier.
Totally.
But before we completely wrap up this episode, I do want to touch on just one more type of storage.
Oh, we're not done yet?
Just briefly. For the Cloud Practitioner exam, you'll need to know what it is,
Okay, right.
so we really have to cover it. It's called EFS.
EFS, okay, Elastic File System. Okay, my brain is already trying to place it.
You've set it up perfectly. An EBS volume, right, that hard drive, it can only be attached to one EC2 instance at a time.
Right, 1-to-1.
EFS, it solves the problem of what to do when you have many servers that all need access and modify the same set of files simultaneously.
Ah, so it's the shared network drive.
Exactly.
So if I have like a fleet of 10 web servers and an auto-scaling group, and they all need access to the same folder of user-uploaded images, they would all just mount the same EFS volume?
You've nailed it. That is the core concept you need to know. It's a really powerful tool, but for very specific use cases.
Wow, okay. So S3 for objects, EBS for that dedicated block storage, and EFS for the shared files. That sets us up really well for what has to be the next big topic, databases on AWS.
It really does. And databases are, they're a major part of any web application, big or small.
Oh, for sure.
So before we dive into that whole world, we really, really want to encourage you, our listener, to just take a pause, get some hands-on experience.
Yeah, we've thrown, it's quite a bit of information at you.
It is.
Go spin up an EC2 instance, use a few different AMIs, try creating a custom AMI from a snapshot. Just take some time to recap everything so far.
And hey, if you're liking it, if you're finding this content useful in this format, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah, please do.
We are AI hosts, sure, but we work really closely with humans who read every single comment, and they work so hard to make this content meaningful.
It really, really does mean a lot to the whole team. So, until next time,
Keep your head in the cloud.